Ladies, are you ready for some real talk? The Achievers Unfiltered podcast isn't a bunch of fluffy stuff about career fashion or networking do's and don'ts. It's real heart-to-heart conversations with inspiring leaders. It's from women, by women, and for women. Tune in for a panel discussion on today's hottest topics that women face every day. We'll also discuss things that rarely enter the conversation. Subscribe to the Achievers Unfiltered podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you like to watch or listen. It's Achievers Unfiltered. We're back again at Second Soul Studios. Hey, I actually got you guys to look at the camera last time. I love them so much. Really, you have the best team.
Thank you.
Ever. And actually, this is the first podcast that we've done, and this is your studio.
I know, it is.
So I feel like you should introduce yourself first.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, welcome to Second Soul Studios. Yeah. Yeah, we've been filming in here a couple times, and I'm so excited to be part of the AchieveHERS podcast today. And I'm Kelly Bassetti, and I am the owner and founder of CEA Marketing, which is a full-service digital marketing company. So we do everything from social media, content management, strategy, digital development for clients, from websites, design, digital ads, pretty much anything on the internet or anything that you can touch with anything written on it, billboards, newspaper. I've been doing this for a long time, 25 years. Full-service agency, and I also own, where we're sitting right now, which is Second Soul Studios, which is a full service content creation studio. So any type of content that you want to create, whether it be a video, maybe you want to come in and do some reels, food photography. We have a test kitchen here downstairs. Maybe it's a food video that you want to make, cooking commercial. We also have a 5-person podcast station, which is awesome because you can do just what we're doing right now, which is panel podcasting. And we also do a lot of photography here as well.
And it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And the staff is amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. And then we have our content expert today. Kate, introduce yourself.
I am Kate Tullikamand, and I am a teeny tiny scale of what Kelly does. My company is called Cheeky Skirt Media, and I'm a creative agency in Dunedin. And just, a lot of social media. I'm a writer, and just anything content related is my jam.
I love it.
Love it.
Thank you for having me today.
Oh,
and I'm
thank
really
you.
excited. My first podcast
you.
ever, and you're on it here with us, owner.
Oh,
I
thank
feel
you.
special.
I know this is a special one. And we're going to cheers. And I'm Kelly Jordan, your host.
Thank you.
So cheers.
Cheers.
And we have a really awesome subject today.
Yes,
We're going to talk about social media. Mm-hmm. So I think that's exciting. I made some notes because there's a lot to cover. And
a lot going on in social these days.
Yes, yeah. Well, we were just talking about how when, this is going to air later, but when the Will Smith thing happened, Slapgate, everyone immediately went to Twitter. I did that.
Yeah, if it's the real time stuff, you go to Twitter for the news because when something like that happens, Twitter is your go-to because everyone's tweeting in real time. You're not going to Facebook or Instagram for it. You're going to Twitter. You're going to, Oscars 2022, hashtag, check it out.
That's exactly what I did.
It is.
I looked up Oscars 2022 and hashtag holy shit, did that just happen?
Yeah, and everyone thought it was staged and, and it was not.
It was crazy. It was
crazy.
So talk a little bit about social media, just in general, and how, obviously you've been in it for
business,
a long time.
Personal.
I would say just social media.
Yeah, okay, so social media. So, I was kind of late to the social media game, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine, 12 years ago was like, you got to see what this person that we went to high school with is doing. And so I had to actually sign up for a Facebook account to see this. Who knew that, a couple years later I'd be managing social media. But social media is, it's everything. So anything that's happening in the world, it's happening on social media. Mm-hmm. So, it's whether it's personal, business, anything that you want out there is going to be on 4,000 different platforms, channels. I don't even know. There's so many different platforms out there, all the time, and things are changing all the time that it's really hard to keep up with social media.
Do you both remember the first time you created a social media account?
I do. I remember it because when I started, so when I got on social media first, it was during the downturn back in around 2007, 2008. I saw where everything was heading towards. And at that time, I had a traditional marketing company. We just did mostly like print and billboards and that kind of thing. And I knew that something was going to happen and something was going to change. I don't know, but something just told me, like a voice in my head said, you better get on social media and get this shit figured out.
Yeah.
So whatever it was,
Yeah.
I was like, listen to the voice in my head. Everybody thought I was crazy. So I was actually on there. It was just me, and there was maybe about 40 other people that I knew, but just mostly still a lot of college students and that kind of thing. And I was on there just kind of learning how to do it. And it was really interesting. Probably about a year later, all these, people that kind of started popping up. But it was in there during the very, very, to me, it was the beginning stages of when consumers really started taking a look at it. So that was probably back in, I think when I go back in my account, it was 2009, actually, when I signed up.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I was telling you, I remember I had a MySpace account, was my first social media. And then, because I missed the Facebook, I wasn't in college anymore when Facebook went. And so I didn't have that whole, feeder from college to social media. Mine was MySpace. And I remember getting Facebook for some reason was so much better than MySpace. I don't know why. And then it has grown so much. And now obviously is there anything newer than TikTok right now?
Nothing that's really mainstream right now. I think it's still pretty much TikTok. Obviously, there's a lot of like new social media sites that are being created right now, but I wouldn't call them necessarily mainstream where you have a lot of hundreds of thousands of millions of users on them. But there are a few.
And TikTok, I think, is 1 billion users as of a couple months ago, and 90% of TikTok users, I think, don't quote me on this, are on it every day. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where everybody is right now.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that's actually scaring Facebook is TikTok, because that's where the Generation Z and your millennials are there quite a bit, and they are not on Facebook. So I think that's why Facebook is getting a little scared, and why they're starting the metaverse is because of that reason, because they need to find a way to pull the younger generations back over.
So MySpace was founded in 2003, and Facebook was founded in 2004. And then Twitter's only that's just, I feel like that happened during the pandemic.
Twitter's been around.
Twitter's been around.
I'm not Twitter. I'm sorry. TikTok.
Yes.
I feel like TikTok happened or either I just started looking at TikTok during the
Kelsey,
pandemic.
when did TikTok start?
I'm looking it up right now.
I'm going to say 2020, 2019.
I would say 19. Well, remember,
It's fairly new.
So its initial release was 2016, but the stable release was October 2021.
October 2021? I should not look
The
surprised
stable
right now.
release. Whatever the hell that means. The stable
It was
release.
pretty much like Vine before.
Oh,
it
yeah.
got
Oh,
bought out.
Vine.
Remember,
I forgot about
there was,
Vine.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there was another name for it, but it was basically the same thing as Vine. And then somebody else bought it.
And they kicked Vine to the curb.
Yeah, yeah. Well, think about how TikTok has changed. The other look, Facebook and Instagram both do Reels now.
They do.
which
Yeah.
is
Of course.
just TikTok.
It is.
Reels.
It is.
It's
They have to keep up.
and it's funny because YouTube's always just. They're just kind of over there, still doing their thing.
YouTube's trying to
but it's
copy a little bit too. They now have something called YouTube Shorts, which is similar to the Reels. It's like, just stay in your lane.
It's funny.
In your
It is
lane.
so funny. I did see. It's funny. I saw a TikTok that was making fun of Instagram. And they're like, "Oh, how the reels going for you?"
Right.
Like, yeah. They're over there going like, "Yeah, we're better. We're more." It's really crazy when you think about even just back in the day, social media and how far it's come. And let's talk about like work. Or it's a workplace social media. As both of you are business owners, you own your own businesses. Social media is crucial.
Critical.
It is critical.
There's not a single business that can survive or live without doing social media.
Especially on the local side of things, because, if you want to do like organic social media, if you're a small business owner and you don't really have a budget to do social media ads, on a local, smaller side, Facebook, Instagram, where you can either tag other local businesses, other local people, but even more so, if you're an entrepreneur in the area and you're really trying to grow your accounting business, a great thing for you to do is to post on social media all the time, but then also join those local groups like, Clearwater happenings, Palm Harbor happenings. Join those local groups and find out the day that you can post. Like Palm Harbor happenings is Mondays, and you can post about your business, and that's free. And and they have 29,000 people that are in their group. So but you
they're
have
all
to be
very
creative.
Supportive with each other as well. The communities are.
They really are, and so don't just post something to post it. Think about what you're going to post, because actually at the end of the day, truth be told, you can come up with the best social media post on the planet. You're like, this shit's going viral,
You feel,
and you get one like. And then someone else who posts something and the grammar is off the chart, horrifying, gets 7 billion likes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that makes me drink more and more wine.
Right. So you're in this business. So is there a secret sauce? Both of you have to create content. Is there some sort of magical formula is there a secret to social media for businesses?
Well, the formula gets harder and harder every day because of the Facebook's algorithm. And what a lot of people don't realize is the algorithm is really only allowed businesses to show up probably 1% to 2% to all their followers.
Really?
Yes. And you have to have really great organic content. And the other thing is you just need to know other places like you just mentioned, going into the groups and posting, and also the stories that people are looking at the stories. Those things that people I guess they're finding that they'll engage with the story more so than they will in the feed, and not everybody will see. So there's different things that you can do to help your presence. Another thing, just having a small budget. I mean, anywhere from like $5 a post, you're going to get a lot more reach than if you just try to post on your own, where you might maybe get 30 to 40 people to see something. So I always say it's a pay to play space. And if you're gonna put the time into it, because it's so much time, to take the time to actually put a little bit of money to each of the posts and be strategic about what you're doing.
Exactly. And the thing with Facebook too is that it's getting a little more expensive, but Facebook is generally a budget-friendly ad space.
Really,
I think our area, Tampa Bay area, is a little more expensive, but you can do, you can boost a post for $5, and where normally you would see a couple likes, you can actually get real engagement with the post, and that's what you want.
That's good advice for businesses. Would you say that it's definitely social media is really good for startups? Because you mentioned that just a second ago about it. If you're trying to really get people to notice you, social media is, I assume it's better than TV, print, or radio advertising.
Well, yeah, it's a lot less expensive as well to do that. But absolutely, I think any type of business should really be on social in some way. It's just a matter of you need to really sit down and think about who's my audience.
Absolutely.
And where is my audience hanging out? Because not every platform is for every business. And you could waste a lot of time posting for really nobody that cares about what you're posting for your business. So just having an established, and you can look online to see what the statistics are for each one of the networks. You could be, if you're a B2B, LinkedIn might be more where you should be, or having a business page for Facebook.
It's so funny you just mentioned LinkedIn is also a social media.
Absolutely.
But it's funny because I didn't think of that as the list.
No, you just thought of it as like a part of your resume.
Yeah. It's your resume that's online.
It really is, except that more and more people are logging into LinkedIn every single day, and it's really for the professional people, more than if you are someone who owns an air conditioning business, you definitely want Facebook, Instagram, to reach to the local audience. But if you're, an accountant, or you're in, networking, actually, Facebook,
financial advisor.
Yes, you definitely, LinkedIn is much more your speed.
So interesting.
Anywhere in B2B, like for me, owning a digital marketing company, I mean, I find in both spaces that's great, but on LinkedIn, for me, that's where I'm going to get, more of that, because I'm looking for that medium-sized business. And also we do a lot with real estate, which is very well male-dominated, and they're not on they're not on Facebook and Instagram as much. So if you really want to get in front of those types of people, having an active LinkedIn page, they're there all the time because that's where they go to get their business news, and they're on there more than you think.
That's true. It's funny when I think about, I guess the guys aren't on it as much, but I think my guy is. I feel like he's on it all the time. But he's part of these. There's like a bourbon groups. It's like a cult, or bourbon or tequila. Like it's like, oh, dude, I was at this store and I found this awesome allocated bourbon, or I tried this bourbon, and it's funny they have these like it's like a crotch shot. They go to a liquor store and they buy some awesome allocated liquor, and they take a picture of the bottle and they go in their car. First of all, us women would never do that. We would curate that shit where we would have the bottle like looking gorge at a table, whatever, and like use a filter or something, and it would be beautiful. Oh, I just got this awesome bottle of bourbon, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, they're taking a picture of themselves in the car, and they take they're taking the bottle, and they take a picture of it, and it's just holding their bottle in their crotch. So you see the steering wheel, and then you see the bottle, and you see their crotch, and they're like, oh, just pick this up, blah, blah, blah. That's so funny. That's
and
what
then
Eric
they get
does
like 7 million people that like it and
Totally.
comment on it.
Yeah.
Yep, they really
yeah.
do. They
It is
really,
so funny.
It's true.
The groups bring people together, and so I
They
guess
do.
that's where
If you're selling bourbon, maybe you're someone that a bourbon distributor.
Yeah.
That's the group that you want to be
Yeah.
on, because you're going to probably get more business out of that group than you would be posting on your own business Facebook page, because that's where your buyers are.
No, it's so true. It's so true. And I know that social media really tried hard to kind of bring it's this whole theme of bringing people together, and they have these little groups that you can, Facebook groups that you can be a part of, and, whether it's the dog group of your area, hey, we're all meeting at the dog park, or it's the mom group, or the tequila group. Yeah. Notice how mine are like booze, animals and alcohol. No idea why that is.
But there's a group on Facebook for everyone, and honestly, that's where I think that was really great advice, because that's where it is. I know from my studio, for us to get this going, because part of what we do is we rent this out to photographers and videographers. So we went and joined the Tampa Bay photographers page and the Tampa Bay videographers page, and that's how a lot of them found out about us, is from those groups, because they're paying attention to it. They might not see it as much if they're just looking on their own feed, but that really helped us get our name out there in the beginning. And if you're a brand new company and you have 0 followers, it takes a really long time to build that,
organically.
On Instagram, it takes a really long time. Facebook, you can buy, you can actually pay for likes and things like that. That helps, but or run like ads. I meant to say, don't ever pay for likes, because that's not a good strategy. But you can run like ads. But going onto those groups, instantly just telling people what you have. Like we right away, we started getting people wanting to do tours and rent out the studio. It would have taken me months without the groups.
That's so awesome. And that's where social media can be amazing. But then you mentioned algorithms. And I know that there are people that go down rabbit holes. So think about like conspiracy theory stuff. So let's say someone watches a video or something, and then it's, it's like, oh, here's some crazy wild conspiracy. And then all of a sudden they watch another video and another video. And then their entire feed is flooded with this, and it just feeds into that. And that can also be very dangerous, where you go down that rabbit hole.
Well, it does. And it's very interesting with the whole video thing with Facebook. And it can be cool, but it can be annoying. I don't know if you noticed this. And that's when on your video page, if you click to watch the video, it takes you to a place on Facebook called a video section.
Yeah.
So after that, they basically pull you off the page onto this video page where they'll show you content, but then you're just like, oh, look at that, and look at the cute puppies are over here, and then all of a sudden the ADD person completely forgets that they were engaging with their brand, and now they're looking at something completely different. And that's something new they started doing this past year.
And then for the next couple of weeks, every time you open up your computer, you're going to see the exact same things, because they know that's what you looked at. And so now they, that retargeted, they're going to be, you're going to be seeing it all the time. It's like when you say, oh, I really want that Chanel bag, and then all of a sudden your Facebook, you and you have shows up every single day.
Anything you search for on the internet.
Yeah,
Well,
shows up on your Facebook.
And that's a good strategy, though, because of the fact that they're pulling you away a lot of times from your page when you watch that video. So if you pay to promote that video, and you can also pay to do the retargeting side of it. So you can pay for the people that engage with your ads. They can actually be retargeted so they continue to show up. Yeah. So that way, because all of us are like that, I know I'm very ADD, and when I'm on social, I'm always like, oh, look at this and look at that and look at that. And that way, oh, that's right. I was looking at that company's social page, and it's at, hello, I'm here, talk to me, download my Facebook form, become a lead, please. But it's like they say they have to see your message 7 times in order for somebody to actually engage.
They really do. Yeah, so it's crazy, but it works.
It does. It really does.
It turns stalkers into buyers.
I like that. Turns stalkers into buyers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So speaking of stalking, obviously we've all stalked people on social media. I know I have.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so much fun. That is so much fun. I love social media because it's a vehicle for me to keep in touch with people. And
that's I love it too for that reason.
I love it. I love seeing all of those pictures, and then you can snooze someone for 30 days if you need to, or unfollow them so you don't see their stuff, but you're still friends with them. But I love how Instagram finally made it so that you can actually just look at the people you follow in a chronological order, because that used to drive me nuts.
I like chronological.
Me too. I want to see what happened today, not what happened a week ago. But I do. God, I absolutely love social media, and I think it's incredible, all the different uses. I mentioned earlier about that documentary on Netflix, Don't Fuck with Cats, and how social media basically caught a serial killer because someone posted a video, and people from across the country, I think it was across, the globe.
Probably
it was
global
totally
for
global,
something like that.
Because I think the murderer was actually from somewhere super far away than this Facebook group that banded together and were like, basically, we're going to, because there's this unspoken rule, I guess you can't do anything bad to cats. But you can do all sorts of other bad stuff, but you just
not to cats.
Don't do anything bad to cats.
Dogs in my world.
Yeah. So they solve crimes. Look at the Lacey, Peters, they were doing her social media posts. The one that recently, the young girl that
the one in
yes. They went on the road trip together.
Yes,
and they were following.
One of them was outside of Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Social media. People were like, I think I saw the van here or whatever from a social
somebody
media
saw it on
post.
social media, knew exactly where the van was, and then was able to give them the information to help find.
I think there are people who are literal social media sleuths 24/7.
Yes.
They wake up
and they're really good at it.
And they're really good at it, and they're solving crimes.
I wonder how law enforcement thinks about that. They're like, oh my God, social media is the most amazing thing ever, because it's kind of like these other people that are doing our jobs for free and making our jobs easier, but probably also making their jobs more difficult.
And also kind of a little blow to the ego too,
Yeah,
because someone
you didn't see this copper
sitting in their pajamas at home, who their mom's doing their laundry is solving these crimes,
totally.
and the police are at work all day long, and
and maybe they need to think, like you mentioned, someone that kills cats is a very bad person. Is probably doing worse things. Killing a cat is bad, but
and that's
they
what
can
this
do other
documentary
things that
said.
are bad
They
as well.
found this dude who killed another guy, and his body was in the freezer, and he would have kept doing it had these random internet sleuths not figured out who he was, and then he got arrested. It's incredible. So there's where obviously social media, woohoo, for the win, solving crimes.
That's right.
And then let's think about the social media. I said I love to follow and stalk friends and family, and people that I've known in my past, it's so much fun.
People that you would never, you'd probably never see or talk to again.
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everyone.
But think about that whole facade of social media and how you have to look perfect, be perfect, post that perfect picture of your family, and how a lot of times that isn't true.
It isn't.
I think about my daughter and how she's going. I see girls on social media and they don't look like what I looked like when I was 13. Homegirl's got a filter and this insane look because it's so edited.
Their Instagram is one picture. And they probably take 100 of them, and they have some really, I call it, I don't know, fake pose.
Yeah. So that's something
It's
that
like, why don't you post more
about.
pictures? Oh no, it has to be absolutely perfect. Well, no, it doesn't. Just show off who you really are. But they like their feed looking like that. It's interesting.
Yeah. Some people are really good. I mean, obviously celebrities are one thing. They're going to have everything is very curated. I mean, just the average Joe, even a lot of us feel like we have to have that perfect, post and the perfect family picture. I mean, we just had Easter, and of course I posted fun Easter pictures, and, my daughter's adorable, and, I'm doing that, and everything's so great, and, did I put a picture of her having her meltdown? No. I put a picture of her looking cute, and all like,
I did.
everything's great, Easter's magical. Yes.
On Facebook, on social media, we are all living the Stepford, picket fence, golden retriever in the yard life when, a lot of times that is not at all what's happening, but it's what you want, people to see. Like, every time I post a picture of myself, I filter it because, hello, I'm 49. I'm going to filter my picture. But then I go to, I see a bunch of people and I'm like, oh, they're gonna see the real Katie today,
But your skin is flawless, girl. I don't know what you're using,
I'm all about just be real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not everybody's like that. But then, it's funny, talk about being real. I know that people sometimes crucify people for airing too much on social media.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, did she just post that? I know I've gotten text messages, and I've texted people, be like, oh my God, did you just see her post?
Oh yeah.
Homegirl just posted some
But then
dirty ass laundry out there, and you're like, ooh.
And
then
the
you
thing
take
is, when you do that, you can't take it back. You know, you might be having a bad day, and you want to go on there because I think, and tell everybody how you feel, or put that like emoji that you're actually speaking to one person on there, and everybody sees that going,
I can't.
oh, look at what she's sending a message to somebody. You always know that.
But then they delete it. And they, then they sober up and they wake up the next morning and they delete it. And then someone's like, "Did you see what so and so put on?" And I'm like, "No,
And be like, I got the
And then, don't worry, I
screenshot.
took a screenshot." And they, and I'm like, "But it's not on their, it's not on their social media anymore. Don't worry." And then you get the screenshot. What happens on the internet? What happens on the socials stays. It's no matter what happened. If you deleted it 20 seconds later, it does not matter. Someone's got it.
So that brings up a perfect segue to cancel culture. So when you post anything on the internet, it lives forever. It's screenshot, it's recorded, whatever. Think about how many and this obviously mainly happens to celebrities, politicians, some regular people as well, where back in, talking about my MySpace days, oh my God, there was a post someone posted on MySpace or Facebook back in 2005 of this, and there's a screenshot of it, because again, it lives forever when it was on the internet, even for a second. And then there's cancel culture, where you are done. Whether it was something, whether someone was a child and was not mature enough to understand what they were posting, and then now today, 25, years later, they're going to be crucified for something that they posted because it lives on the internet and it is there forever. So cancel culture, what do we think of that?
Yeah, so I can't think of any specific example right now, except that, there are so much. I've seen a lot of celebrities that have had something really amazing happen to them, and then all of a sudden, somebody in their living room is digging through 15 years of things, and then they find this one tweet that someone posted that might not even really mean what you think it is. It might actually be the most innocent tweet in the world. But that doesn't matter, because when the media gets a hold of it, when the people who have that following get a hold of it and say this is what they're saying, even if it wasn't, you're done. You're done. Like it could really be. And then you have these celebrities that are apologizing for
things that they did.
And it's,
They don't want to say that. They don't want to be real anymore. They don't want to. They're kind of like this whole fake society is happening right now because you're not allowed to be real. You have to be careful what you say. And, it's changed a lot. Yeah, because people are getting canceled. So, they're losing their careers left and right.
People have lost jobs.
It's not just celebrities. It's people losing jobs for that. And I think and me personally, I don't like to talk a lot about politicals or my personal views, but I just think it's gotten way out of hand. It needs to be we need to bring it back a little bit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I do think a lot of people don't think for themselves. Like when something like this happens, rather than, take a step back and think about it, you're so quick to follow the famous person who has the opinion, rather than be like, all right, you know what though? This person has done 99.9% of everything this person has done has been positive.
Yeah.
You know, this person's good.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe 7 years ago they made some stupid joke on stage.
Maybe it was taken out of context.
It was taken out of context, you know, and then all of a sudden they're having to apologize. You know, the one thing that is consistently constant is people love the bad. You know,
God.
So
they love the tea, they love the drama.
They do,
Yes.
they do. And so that's what always lives on. And so no matter what you do, you know, you could be, you know, saving babies from burning buildings, and you could be, you know, it does not matter. That one tiny little thing that you did is going to come back and bite you because someone is searching to find something that's going to
Which is why I'm so glad there was not social media when I was
I know, me neither. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, no way.
I guess I'm like I own my own company because I can't fire myself.
well, there's
Because I
that.
probably would have got fired for something
Yeah.
if they would have saw what I did.
100 times over.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friends and I, we were nuts.
Yep.
If there was
Oh my God,
any
yeah.
evidence of what we did when I was
Yeah,
younger.
it's like my best friend. She knows exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about that Key West trip. Better be glad ain't nobody having some camera phones back then.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
my best friend says the same thing. Oh,
Yep.
Kelly, there were some things that you're
my
so
God.
lucky. I'm like, I know.
So fun, so fun. It is incredible with cancel culture and how that's really, you know, the news will pick, like real news will pick up
they will.
old tweets and it's funny because the news uses, we were just talking about it earlier, they'll put the viral clip of the day, and then now people only get their news from social media.
Really, yeah.
Only, you know, whether, and who knows if it's fair or unbiased. There's someone saying it's like, we're the news and we're fair and unbiased. And it's like bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know which one
Fox,
it is.
it's Fox News.
Fox News says they're fair and unbiased.
They say, what do they say?
I don't know. Someone said,
Yeah,
someone
I
says
don't know.
that.
Honestly, they all say
I think
it.
it's so funny.
They all say
but
it.
people now, social media is
Fair
a
and
lot of
balanced.
people do not fair and balanced.
That's what they say. Thanks, Dad.
I love it. Yeah, it's crazy that people now go to social media. It used to just be social media. Now it's
Everything.
real media. And it's the news. It's the trusted outlet for folks. Literally, people watch it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There are TikTok things. It's the news.
It is. I think that there are
The
so
news
many
in
people who don't even have televisions
1
anymore.
minute.
They get everything from their social media feed. And because it's also, you know, it used to be that, you know, the news was on at 7 a.m. and 4 o'clock at night, or you'd get the newspaper thrown at your door, you know, back in the day. But now news is 24/7. It's on social media. So if you want to know what's happening, you get on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you see what is happening in
Any
real
second
time.
in real time.
You're getting little pieces of it, though. You know, you're not getting full truths, and I think that's
You're getting their truth.
yeah. And you're not getting the full truth, and you're getting their truth, and you're also it's very difficult.
But are we ever getting any of 100% of the truth on social media?
No.
No.
In my opinion, with the news,
Yeah, but news, our personal accounts, our business account, everything, everyone's putting
Everyone has an opinion.
their agenda out there. And that's, you know, that's why it's so fun. I mean, I love social media.
You know what? And I do too. And, you know, there are going to be so many people out there that are like, social media sucks. I hate social media.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
always
yeah,
so. You know, but the thing is, I know what's happening around the country with my cousins who I never get to see.
Yep.
You know, when I joined Facebook, within a couple days, you know, I moved around. My dad was corporate America. We moved around a lot when I was growing up. And within a few days of me joining Facebook, you know, however many years ago, all of a sudden I'm hearing from people that I went to school in Rockford, Michigan,
Yeah.
or, you know, Malone, New York, or, you know, people I hadn't seen in a million years are all of a sudden friending me on Facebook. And by the way, those same people that I probably didn't even really have any connection with, I love today.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, we didn't even really hang out, but now
Yeah.
we're so social media, if used correctly, which, you know, is awesome.
So what would your advice be to how to use social media correctly?
First of all, don't put anything out there that you don't want someone to see, you know, like that, you know. So, and also don't post I'm thinking about having spaghetti for dinner. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm cooking spaghetti for dinner. And then like 20 minutes later, this is what my spaghetti looks in, you know, like that is, you know, that is a quick
You don't need to
30-day
flood
unfollow.
your every day. Yeah.
But also, you don't need to be fake either. You know, be real, but also remember who your audience is. You know, I have a lot of Facebook friends. I have a lot of Facebook friends that I don't really know that I've accepted because we have 45 different you know, we have all these connections, and I don't want to be a dick and say, sorry.
Yeah,
you know, and be no, I'm not going to accept you. But also, anything that I put on social media is always... It's fine. I'm never going to put something on social media that I'm going to be embarrassed about, you know? And so I will say this. I did have a big wine fest with a few friends that you guys know. And I woke up the next morning and I had all these so-and-so accepted your friend request, so-and-so accepted your friend request. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh my gosh, I wine invited a bunch of people to be friends on Facebook. And I have never done that before.
You're like, ooh, they look fun.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll do that, you know? And I was like, and I'm super careful about that because this is what I do for a living, you know? And because, you know, my profile is pretty open, and it was definitely a time where I was like, this is my piece of advice. Don't drink and have your phone on you.
Yeah. So
don't do that. I've done that before, and I've gone back and read my posts. And I'm like, so that didn't make any sense.
Oh my God, I love it. So is don't drunk and text your ex the new don't drunk and go on social media?
Yes,
or don't drink and go on social media?
Don't drink and go on social media.
Don't get drunk.
Don't drink and Facebook. Don't drink and Instagram, because you're going to wake up the next morning and, you know, that person that you were like, I'm not friending her, she's going to have to friend me. And then
you friended her.
I friended
you
her.
You broke down.
I broke down, yeah. Cabernet.
It was that third glass of Cabernet. Son of a...
wins every time.
God, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so I ask the same question at the end of every podcast. What is a subject you would like for Achievers Unfiltered to cover?
So I do have something. So I was listening to your podcast recently, the one that you did about how women love to sabotage each other. And boy, that is spot on. Women really do. But I have been talking to a lot of my friends recently about, I have an incredible network of women in my life. Like, these women are, I didn't even know them a year ago, and I can't imagine my life without them.
I got
today.
some badass bitches in my life, too.
They are badass bitches.
Love it.
And I can't imagine my life without them. And so I honestly think, like, a session like this where, I mean, I feel like I know you two, like, where, you know, like, we were drinking, you know, the Veuve Clicquot, and, you know, and, like, although I did mix mine with something not, but, where you talk about how you actually genuinely do support each other, and like you drink and you laugh and you have a good time, and you know, we won't upset the chamber, and just talk about how women while some women do love to sabotage each other, there's a whole lot of us out there that really do love to support each other, and like, you know, we have your back.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
I'd love that to be a podcast.
Yeah. It's and we could do it. Achievers is a really great group, and they really do bring people together. And it is nice to see women supporting other women. I mean, you've made this entire podcast possible, Kelly, for all of us. And that is a huge support, because even if one person listens to this podcast and is like, oh shit, I'm not the only one that feels that way, or oh, that was really good advice, or oh, I've gone through something like that. It's nice to know that, you know, someone else totally gets it. Or even if they're like, dude, this sucks, you guys suck, but you know, we're still just gonna drink our Veuve.
Tell us how we can improve.
It's supporting. It's supporting other women, and this group is amazing, and you're both amazing, and I appreciate both of you.
I appreciate you both too.
Appreciate you too.
Yeah,
This was fun.
Yeah, thank you for another Achievers
you.
Unfiltered.
Definitely.
And thank you to the best.
Yes, thank you.
The best
That was
crew.
fun.
God, I love these guys.
Second Soul Studios is a full-service production studio with capabilities for photo, video, podcasting, editing, co-working, and more. Our photo-video studio has a number of different backdrop choices and props to choose from. We also have a gourmet kitchen set, or if you're an upstart podcaster, you'll love our 4-person podcast studio. So what are you waiting for? Visit secondsoulstudios.com to book a tour today.